Yo, I'm Kappus, and this is Firefall Thumping 101. Just a quick note before we get started. Everything you see here was recorded during beta patch 0.5.1432, so everything is subject to change. If I remake this video for if and when those changes go in, I'll be sure to post it here. With that out of the way, let's get started. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've already played through the first 10 minutes of the game and have gotten your own scan hammer and thumper. If not, go play the first 10 minutes of the game and come back. Otherwise, you're going to start off by selecting your scan hammer in the call down menu, smashing the ground, and getting whatever readings it gives. I'm not going to go into extreme specifics or details on what these readings mean, just enough to get you thumping. There's going to be 3 different types of readings your hammer is going to give you. Green, which is good, red, which is bad, and gray, which is not quite as bad as red. Once you've picked a suitable location for thumping, select the thumper you want to use from your call down menu, call it down, and get ready to defend it. Once the thumper's down, you're going to notice that it has its own miniature UI, letting you know the thumper's current integrity, capacity, owner, and a progress bar. Integrity is pretty straightforward. When it reaches 0%, your thumper, along with all of its contents, are permanently destroyed. So it's probably a good idea to call it up early if it starts getting low. The capacity of the thumper starts off by filling very slowly and gradually gains speed as it fills up. So the first few percent are going to be an extremely slow crawl, while the last few percent it's only going to take a few seconds. When your thumper takes damage, you're going to be alerted by this noise. As far as difficulty goes, there's only really 2 levels of thumping: meld thumping and regular thumping. Meld thumping is the more difficult of the 2 and involves placing a thumper next to the melding in order to spawn a tougher and more XP lucrative set of mobs. Regular thumping is thumping that takes place practically anywhere else in the world. While you obviously want to kill anything attacking your thumper, there's 2 critters you should keep a special eye out for, known as the explosive Iranis. They come in regular and melded variety. They're essentially suicidal bombers that can do massive amounts of damage on impact to you, your thumper, and nearby enemies in a large radius. These guys should be focused down by a group the moment they spawn. Now that you know how to scout out a suitable location and defend your thumper, let's move on to acquiring upgraded thumpers and a little bit of the math behind them. Currently, there's only 3 types of thumpers in the game: stock, improved, and advanced. These can all be crafted at a molecular printer for a bit of crystite and time, and in the case of the advanced thumper, an MPU, which will cost you a handful of various minerals. Looking at this chart, you can see that the stock and improved thumpers aren't terribly expensive, while the advanced seems to be quite a large investment. Now this is somewhat interesting when you look at their actual stats. Feel free to pore over this data all you like, but to get straight to the point, the more expensive the thumper, the better the results. However, in terms of minerals per minute, which is the most important stat, the increase from the improved thumper to the advanced thumper is pretty minimal, so it's recommended to use the improved thumper if there's any notable risk. Now, to figure out exactly what your thumper will be pulling out of the ground, let's backtrack to what the readings from our scan hammer actually mean. When your readings come back gray, you're usually prompted with the "only trace quantities detected" message, and this typically means you're only going to get thumper sifted earth in return for your effort. While melting down large quantities of thumper sifted earth will result in a small pinata of crystite hybrids, it's really not worth the effort. As far as green readings go, it can come back with 1 or 2 mineral types, their quantities, and their percentages. All minerals serve a purpose in one way or another, and it's not really going to matter until you get deep into crafting once you have your tier 2 battle frame. Obviously, higher quality minerals are generally nicer, but don't focus too much on this because you can still melt down lower quality minerals for straight up crystite. The part we're gonna focus on is the percentages. What these represent is what percent of your thumper's maximum capacity will come back as the corresponding mineral. For a node with a single mineral, the highest percentage you're going to find is about 85%, while a node with 2 minerals will peak at around 90% total. The leftover percentage in a node is going to be Thumper Sifted Earth. So how does this translate based on what Thumper you're using, and how can you figure out the amount of a mineral you're going to get from a successful thump? Well, the easy method is to remember these multipliers for the type of Thumper you're using. A stock Thumper will have a multiplier of 5, improved a multiplier of 10, and advanced with a multiplier of 15. Drop the percent sign, multiply, and that's your Thumper's output for that mineral. Don't forget that any resources a Thumper mines is going to be split with the group, so divide this by the number of members in your squad. That pretty much sums it up for this video. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Bolverker on the Firefall forums for his amazing advanced thumping guide from which I pull a lot of information. I'll put a link in the description. This is the most time-consuming project I've undertaken of my own accord, so any feedback is really appreciated. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, send me a message, or visit me at my stream at twitch.tv/Kappus and ask me in chat. Also, if there's a video for Firefall you'd like to see in the future, let me know and it'll drastically increase the odds of me starting on that video next. I don't want to leave you guys without an actual thumping session, so I'm just going to end the video with a good meld thumping clip while playing some music that someone suggested on the forums. I'm looking at you, Xenotetsuken.
You got an axe? Yeah, so I can go. Stop wasting ammo. Interesting. Why are you an old guy? Who? Why am I an old guy? That's how I roll. You got a ponytail, what are you, French? Yes. Oui, oui. Take that. And you have a oui, oui. Get away from my face. In flames of dance, eternal rain, we ride towards the fire. I saw a picture the other day where the guy was trying to get the cow walked over. The only thing I could stop was that blue cow. That's very Oh, I had to reload. He would have died earlier. Oh, what the fuck? When you stuck it down, you watched the guy who stuck it down and stuff? Maybe he got stuck. You're a big guy. Much more effective. I have my poison outside. Is it almost dead? Oh! Wow. Oh my god, last. Ooh. it lightning?